You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. That quote comes from Jim Rohn. And that is a quote that as I've gotten older, I tend to focus on more and more because I want to be a better person. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better leader to my children. I want to be a better entrepreneur. I want to be a better author. I want to be a better business person. And if I'm not intentional with the people that I surround myself by, then I will not accomplish the goals and the dreams that I have. Hey, this is Jeff Rose. Welcome to another edition of GFC TV. So have you given it much thought of the 5 people that you spend the most time with? And when you think about who these 5 people are, is that where you see yourself? Is that where you want to be? Are they growing? Are they encouraging and challenging you to grow? Are they living the lives that you want for yourself and for your family and for whatever your career goals are? If you look at that, if you look at your situation, if you look at these 5 people and you realize that it's not where you want to be, it's not where you want to grow to, this can be tough for a lot of people. And it's been tough for me because I've had to make some really hard decisions in my life about who I surround myself by. So today I want to give you some tips and strategies on how you can improve your average by surrounding yourself by people that challenge you to grow. So for many, we spend the most time with our family. And if that's your spouse and your kids and you're not happy, that's an entirely different story. I'm talking about whether it be your blood family or your in-laws. So ask yourself, are these family members offering you encouragement? Are they supporting you? Are they making you a better person? And in my own family life, I had to take a look at this and recognize that a lot of them weren't. And they are family, so you don't want to cut them off completely. But what you can control is how much time that you spend with them and how much time that you expose your kids to them. So with certain family members, we just had to kind of take a step back and focus more on our family because we want to give them the values that we felt was important for them to have the growth they need to succeed and not be surrounded by that negativity and always just look down upon and always convinced that they couldn't accomplish what they wanted to accomplish because of these fixed mindset that a lot of family members had. So we had to limit the exposure that our kids had to some of these family members because many of these family members had a fixed mindset to where they didn't think that they could change their life. They felt that life had dealt them the cards they had and there was no way to change it. Where they were right then and there is where they were going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now for the rest of their life. And we just didn't want our kids exposed to that. So we limited the amount of time that our kids are around those type of family members that can have a negative influence on their life. So that's your family. The other hard decision we had to make was our friends. Now with my wife and I, we had a lot of friends that from high school and college that we loved to hang out with, but that was a totally different period of our lives. I think we could all relate to that. We have those college friends that we had a good time with. But as we have grown as a couple, as we've grown with our family, we can see that a lot of those friends are either doing the same thing they were doing 5-10 years ago, or they're just not really in a place in their marriage where it's a good and positive influence on us. Through time and having to separate, we just stopped spending more time with them. And that was hard, but we recognized that if we wanted to make it as a couple, if we wanted our marriage to not just survive, but also thrive, then we had to surround ourselves with couples that were committed to their marriage, that they were committed to their spouse and loved their spouse through no matter what. And a lot of these friends, a lot of these couples, they just didn't. They just were existing. They weren't living for the moment. They were just trying to make ends meet and just didn't have that marriage that we wanted with our marriage. So once again, we had to separate ourselves from a lot of these couples. And the other area that we spend a lot of time with is our coworkers. And we know those coworkers that can be a cancer just to the company and also our mindset when we go to work each day. Are there the coworkers that complain about everything, that like to gossip, that have something negative to say about their bosses or about the company. It's toxic to you. So if you surround yourself with these type of people day in and day out, if you're going to lunch with them, if you're spending time with them after work, that can have a negative impact on you. And one of the ways I can relate to this, whenever I used to work for my old brokerage firm, there was this group of advisors that were just, I want to say content, but they weren't really excited to grow. So they would spend a lot of time at lunch and just take very long lunches and just weren't really aggressive in wanting to grow their business. So in those days where I was just feeling a little sorry for myself and just needed kind of some time away, I would go to lunch with them because it was an easy out for me. And what happening was I started getting lazy. I wasn't working as hard as I needed to be. And I recognized it because I was surrounding myself with individuals that were not motivated to grow, that they were just content in their ways and had no ambition or desire to grow their business or grow themselves more than they were at that point in time. So when they started asking me to go to lunch, I started to excuse myself and said, hey, sorry, I'm busy. I got this to do, or I got this to do. And it got to the point where they stopped asking me. Now, I didn't stop going to lunch with them altogether, but instead of going to lunch with them 2 or 3 times a week, I maybe went once every 2 weeks, if that. I tell you what, once I made that change and recognized that they weren't challenging me to grow, then when I removed myself from them more and gave myself some separation, guess what happened? I did grow. My business did grow. I was more successful because of that. Okay, the final piece here, and this was huge for me, and you can apply this whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or just trying to advance in your career. But I looked at hiring a coach. And the way I went about it was I ended up joining what was called the Strategic Coaching Program, founded by Dan Sullivan. Now, I've talked about this on a podcast, I've talked about this on the blog, but the Strategic Coaching Program was a game changer for me. So why was this a game changer? It's because I surrounded myself with other entrepreneurs that we were all in the same growth level, the same income level. So I surrounded myself with these individuals, males, females, from different professions, from different walks of life, from different experiences, and they all encouraged me to grow. And that was a big monetary investment for me, but ended up being a game changer for me because of that. In addition to that, I also joined what are called mastermind groups. So what's a mastermind group? Now it sounds all kind of secretive and some sort of secret meeting behind closed doors. So a mastermind group for me was, I have a lot of connections with online entrepreneurs that are all across the country. And there's not a lot of online entrepreneurs in my area. I live in rural Illinois, so there are a few, but there are not a lot. So once again, I wanted to surround myself with online entrepreneurs that wanted growth, but also so I had a place to share some of the struggles, some of the things I needed help with that I couldn't go to anyone here locally. So with these mastermind groups, we would either meet virtual like a Google Hangout or Skype, or sometimes just like on a phone conference call. We also had a private Facebook group where we could message each other and share different things to look at, to get feedback on and get critiques on. But what it really represented to me was I had a safe place to go where people understood exactly where I was, what I was trying to accomplish. They could relate to me. And that's hard, especially wherever you're at in your life, trying to find somebody that can relate to you. And that's where a mastermind group was helpful. So you can find a mastermind group. You could start one locally. You could start one just through friends on Facebook. Maybe it is old college friends that are still growing, still looking to succeed, where they live elsewhere, they have a family elsewhere, but now you can connect via a Facebook group. So the final big thing, so this takes all these to the next level, was joining Michael Hyatt's Inner Circle Mastermind Group. And why this was big for me. So Strategic Coach gave me a lot of the fundamentals, for me it was brand new principles, but basically the principles and fundamentals I needed to establish myself as not just an entrepreneur, but as a family, as a husband, as a father, and just to have proper balance in my life. But what I also needed, more so than a mastermind, more so than a strategic coach, was I needed to be surrounded even more so by a group of guys that once again understood what I was, what I wanted to become, and what I was struggling with. And when Michael Hyatt opened up his Inner Circle Mastermind Group, I applied and I was one of the 3 members that was accepted. So in this group, we've got 10 guys from, not including Michael and his daughter Megan, who is part of his company as well, but 10 guys that are all committed to being a better father, being a better husband, being a better brother, being a better leader, being a better CEO, being a better at their career, being better to serve their coworkers, just being a better human being. And I've shared some of the biggest struggles, some of the biggest hurdles that I'm trying to overcome right now from all different aspects of my life, whether it be from my family, to me personally, or from my business. And I'm able to share some of the crazy big goals that I have that most people, when I share these goals, they would think I'm a lunatic. But I can share these with this group of guys because it's a safe place to go. And as Jim Rohn said, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, I'm spending a lot of time with 10 guys. So that's like twice as much, and my average has increased because of being connected with this group of guys. So when you look at your own life and you look at the 5 people that you're spending the most time with, are they the average of where you want to be? Or do you need more growth? Do you need to be challenged more? Do you need to make some tough decisions about these people that you're spending your time with to maybe seek out new relationships, to seek out new opportunities so that you can be exposed to different learning, different experiences, different challenges than this group of people that you've been surrounding yourself for years now, have been offering. It's tough, trust me, it was tough for me. And it's not like you have to cut them off cold turkey, but I challenge you to answer that tough question. If you want to increase that average of where you want to be in life, what you want to win at life, then maybe, just maybe, you need to change those 5 people that you're spending the most time with and find others that are going to push you beyond your limits, push you beyond your comfort level right now. This is Jeff Rose from GoodFinancialSense.com. Until next time, take care.